Did someone capture footage of a ghostly child disappearing from underneath their dining room table? Or is what's going on here not as creepy as it appears? Let's go ahead and take a closer look, because I saw a few things that tipped me off this video may not be paranormal. As usual, you can go and watch the whole original video, but this time there wasn't much more going on than what I showed you in that short stitch time frame. So let's start the breakdown. So first things first, these are some of the enhancements that I made for clarity in the video. With the original video being so dark, these enhancements didn't help out much. However, there are certain areas where it did seem to improve the quality. First, I want to discuss the facial structure of this figure. I did see some comments about how it was a creepy doll that was placed there and there was a film cut and then the doll was moved out of frame, and you know what, that is a very logical explanation. However, I think I have one thing that counteracts the explanation of it being a doll. So if you look at the red circles that I have here, you can actually see that this figure has hands physically on the floor. You know, you're not going to find a creepy Halloween style doll that is going to bend really in this manner, unless you can find one that's in the form of, say, a ground breaker or something like that, where the arms are quite flexible. But a typical Halloween style creepy doll, you're not going to be able to recreate this particular look. So the coloration of this face could very easily be done with some really cheap cream makeup, which you can find pretty much anywhere at Halloween time. And it's such a simple design, you wouldn't need to be an expert at putting on makeup to be able to recreate this look. And now let's look at what we can see as far as what it was wearing. Now, because of how dark the video was, you really can't see what the figure is wearing. However, one thing that did stand out to me and really pop was the fact that this costume seems to have a white looking color to it. So there are several Halloween costumes that have this particular style look, so to pinpoint the exact one would be damn near impossible. I did, however, notice that the Wednesday Adam costume here on the left seemed to be very popular with kids last year. It's got the right coloration, it's got the white collar, so realistically, could this be what we're looking at? Maybe, it's plausible. Now let's go over when they pulled the chair away from the table, as that was where I noticed something that looked a little funky to me. So as they go to move the chair from the table, if you look at the photo on the right, this weird almost cylindrical looking object appears, and it wasn't there less than a second beforehand. So whenever I see something like this, I'm always going to jump to the plausibility of there being a film cut here for a splice and restart. Sometimes you just don't notice the smaller things that happen in frame when you're doing this style of editing. However, I will almost always notice. And it almost took them damn near 2 seconds to pull that chair away from the table. Why the hesitation? Why did it take you so long to scoot that away from the table and show us there was nothing there? If you ask me, there was a child hiding underneath that table wearing a black costume with a white collar. The face was painted in a way that made the eyes look sunken and dead, which is not a difficult look to recreate. And then when they went to move the chair, they did a stop and slice, hence that object that appeared in less than a second within frame. And during that stop and splice, it gave plenty of time for that person to move out from underneath the table so they could slide the chair back and show them that the figure has disappeared. However, that's just my opinion. What's yours?